Sometimes what you see in the mirror is not the reality. Sometimes there are people who make a world of their own, and they live in that make-believe world of their own, thinking themselves to be that perfect person, that they are really good looking, and they feel that the world is also seeing them in the same way that they imagine themselves to be. And such kind of personalities can create many negative things around them, being unaware or unknowingly, maybe because it is their mental health that already has got affected due to some of the past reasons, and they then affect the present of many other people around them. So Deepti Menon's book Shadow in the Mirror talks about such a personality, and I have recently completed reading this book, and this is my video review that I'm doing on her book. And she's a very I would say she's a great personality as a writer that I have come in touch with. I really admire her, and I feel very inspired from her, the way she's capable of writing on any given topic, on anything, and the way or the speed that she can bring up, or she can cook stories, is something that amazes me all the time, because I've seen that not only for the publishing house that I run, Chrysanthemum Chronicles, she's participating only in that. She's also doing multiple participations, and she's writing for many groups, and she has amazing command over her language, and she has a great way of narrating and speaking also. So I'm taking this privilege today to do a video review and through my YouTube channel. If you are new to my channel, I'm a publisher and I run a contemporary publishing house from New Delhi that's called Chrysanthemum Chronicles, and I've published some of the great books and journals so far. You can all find them on the website, the link is in description. And today I'm doing this review. Before I start my review, I would really request you to subscribe to my channel, because there's going to be so much more content on literature. I'm not doing any educational videos, that is not my forte. So my forte is to give a lot about the books and journals that I publish, and I give out many themes and prompts in a group, on a Facebook group page called Chrysanthemum Chronicles. So if you're a writer, you can join that and be part of many such ventures. So let's begin with the book reviewing. This is basically a novella, or a novel you can say, and it starts with a very young lady called Neeta, who falls from a very high-rise building from her balcony, and she dies immediately, and she was pregnant. And then the story starts. There's so many mysterious elements involved, because the lady, whose name is Vinita, and the writer has chosen her to address as Vinny throughout the story. So she is a journalist, and she is investigating, she is researching on this case, and she really wants from her heart that the young protagonist, the lady Neeta who has died, she wants to get her justice, because she's from a very well-known family, and her father is a very rich personality. And excuse me, I just need a sip of water. And that Anita's father is totally shaken and heartbroken, and so is her husband Krish. And it all starts with firstly, the writer has chosen the time period between 1980s to 1990s, and then story kind of ends near 1995, and it ends on a good note, although Neeta couldn't be brought back, of course, because she has already died. And it really broke my heart at that point when the protagonist, or the heroine of the story, dies. But then I realized that Neeta is not the only protagonist in the story, although her story keeps flowing in between, and the writer has luxuriously, I would say, made the readers travel again, sometimes in the past and then in the present. It see the character of Krish from the childhood stage to how he becomes a painter and falls in love with Neeta, who is also her husband. He falls in love with her. He's a great artist, and then they get married, and then Neeta gets pregnant. There's a beautiful love story that's going on, but there's a twist that you will slowly get to know. And there's a very sweet old lady who is this male protagonist, Krish's aunt, who comes to stay with them. And then the story starts taking its climax, and Neeta is not in some Neeta, although is a very kind-hearted, very warm, compassionate person, she welcomes his aunt, and then they start making a good bonding also. But somehow Neeta doesn't feel comfortable about that male protagonist Krish's aunt's presence in the house. So sometimes she also requests Krish that if you could just make her go from where they have brought her into the house. So then many other characters you would see. Then you will see Winnie's character, how strong she's a person, the journalist I'm talking about, who is investigating the case of Neeta's death. She finds a note in which it's clearly written that she did not commit suicide, it was a murder. And then she becomes more serious towards this case, and she asks for help from Neeta's father, who's a business tycoon, and also from her husband, Neeta's husband. And together they get to find out, and the story runs in a very smooth manner. It's interesting, it will keep you hooked, but I'm a very slow reader, so I have read it in some like 20-25 days. I was reading it slowly. I was enjoying it because I have so many other things to do, so I was enjoying it slowly, but it kept my interest intact. Sometimes it happens that you read and you in between you get busy with some other work and then you leave the book. So this is not this book. It will actually bring you back towards it, and the story is very interesting. If you are a fast reader, you might finish it within one day or maybe an hour or so, because if you are a fast reader, I think there are such readers out there who can actually read books and novels in a day, one day or 2 days maybe. So I'm not into that category. I read slowly because I enjoy taking the, letting it soak into me, and then slowly I try to make sense out of it, that how much I enjoyed reading it, why I loved it, and then I start forming some thoughts, and I try to fall in love with the characters. And I really fell in love with the character of Neeta also, because she's a very demure kind of personality but has a strong presence. But somehow she becomes a victim here towards her ill fate, and towards someone who is not happy with Neeta's presence. And Winnie's character is a very strong one, because she's a journalist and she wouldn't give up at any cost. And since it is, and you get to see the great flavors of South Indian culture, and various kind of cultures and various kind of their occasions and the food and many other things through this book. And also since the era is between 80s to 90s, you don't get to see too much of technology and all, which is what I like, because I really enjoy books that are totally devoid of the usage of technology and like mobile phones or laptops or any such kind of thing, because then it becomes easy for the whole thing to happen, because the climax would also take shape differently. So this is something that goes in a very slow yet in a very fast manner, because you get to see different stories of each character in a proper detailed manner. And you get to know about the aunt of the male protagonist Krish, and then you get to see about Winnie's whole family background, her parents. You also get to know more about their parents' life story as well, then Neeta's life story, Neeta's father, her mother. Every character has been given a good amount of weightage, volume and limelight they deserve. And it totally depends on which character you will fall in love with. I love the character of two of the female protagonists here. So Winnie is also could be called as the protagonist, because it is only in the end that she solves the case and she comes out as a person who is able to finally follow her dreams. Because in the 80s and 90s, if you see, the options were limited for women. So in that era, if she is able to choose what she wants to do, is something that I have really loved. What the author has made the two characters, Winnie's and Neeta's life story, all about. And there's another friend of Winnie also. Her name is Roma, and she's also a kind of character that she's all, like snobbish and very glamorous, but she lives into her own world. So she also has a role in this novel, although she's not someone who connects somewhere with Neeta too much, but then she has a connection. So you get to see a high-end, high society lifestyle, you get to see a medium class lifestyle, their thinking, how they bring about their lives, how they want their children to be successful, and many other social issues have also been touched, like the pressure of studies and peer pressure and such other things sometimes make students commit suicide. So there are some such instances in the story, but you will all find them relatable and all falling in pieces, like they are like jigsaw puzzles, and slowly they will fall in a place and you will find the complete picture of this book, Shadow in the Mirror. It has been published by Readomania, which is a very famous publishing house in today's time. And I wish to congratulate Deepti Menon ma'am for writing this book. And this is my second video review, and I would be doing more, because these days I enjoy making content through my YouTube channel. So this was the review of Shadow in the Mirror by Deepti Menon ma'am, and it is available through Amazon and Flipkart. You can grab it. I would recommend it highly to all the thriller genre lovers out there who loves detective novels, sleuthing and all such stuffs. So it's a good read. It's a fast paced novel if you are a fast reader, and for someone like me, if you enjoy slow reading, you will also again come back to this story even if you have read it some days back, because such is the power of her language flow and everything. So I would rate it 5 on 5. And I might soon write a review if I get the time. So I thought whenever I do that, I'll do that. But before that, I must do this video review of Deepti Menon ma'am's book, Shadow in the Mirror, available through Amazon and Flipkart. And do subscribe to my channel if you wish to know more about me and my publishing house. And also go to the website's link which I have given in description, and find out all the books that I have published. So with more videos, I'll surely come back. So bye all, take care, have a great time, and grab this book, Shadows in the Mirror.